I request Keith to sort of enlighten us that why BME community should support Labour. Keith Pass.
Thank you very much. My apologies for speaking for 3 minutes and then leaving. Had I known that Dr. Niraj Patel was here, I would have brought my son to this restaurant to be treated by him. But I've got to go off to the Royal Free Hospital because he's fractured his thumb playing hockey. Of course, just the kind of thing you need in the middle of a general election campaign. And had I known that Dr. Peter was here, he of course would have given us advice. I just want to bring my support to this meeting, welcome the work that people are doing, ask you not to spend too long having lunch, because there is a general election campaign going on, and we are just a few days away from a very important result. We have been in office, of course, for 13 years. I know that Simon... Where's Simon? He's disappeared. Simon's here. Simon, it has to be non-partisan, because Operation Black Vote represents all the parties and none of them. And I want to pay tribute to Simon for the work that he has done in order to remind people to register to vote. We have had record numbers of people, around about 400,000 people, I understand, registering to vote in the last 2 weeks. This is an incredible achievement, due entirely to the work of Operation Black Vote. So thank you, Simon, for what you've done in making sure that's happening. But we have a prospect of having more Black Asian MPs than ever before in the next Parliament. But I'm afraid I would like to have seen many, many more coming from the Labour Party. So what I hope you would do is go out into the communities and encourage people to vote Labour, only because I want to see coming out of that electoral success even more candidates who are able to stand at the next election. I think the last few weeks have been very interesting in the way in which we've selected candidates. It's true that the biggest number of MPs coming in to Parliament came in from the Labour Party in 1987. And also, we are actually rather embarrassed by that, because that happened in 1987. That was the only year, I think, Simon will correct me if I'm wrong, where we had 4 coming in at the same time. In the last election, in the election after that, I think it was just Ashok Kumar and Khalid Mahmood. The next election after that, it was 3 more. And I think last election, there were 3 more as well. So this time, there will be many more. But from the Labour Party's point of view, because of course this is a meeting of the BAME executive of the Labour Party, we need to make sure that we have more Black and Asian MPs from the Labour Party than from any other party. So our task is very clear: to go out there and be absolutely partisan, to remind them about 3 things. That this is the only government that can actually secure the recovery. In Gordon Brown, we have somebody who understands the way in which the economy works. The second point is, when I went around Leicester East last weekend, just taking photographs of all the buildings that we have put up, new health centres, new local community resources, new hospitals, this would never have happened under the Tories. The third point is, the strength of our party is in renewing and energising itself. And we need to actually use these elections, the general election and the local election that follows, as a way of encouraging more people to be part of what we are doing. That is why it is essential that we succeed in this election. There are a number of people around this room who ought to be standing for Parliament and who didn't manage to get selected on this occasion. Niraj Patel, sitting over there, who is a consultant at one of our great hospitals in London. We have Patrick Verden with lots of a record of commitment to local government. Ahmed Shahzad, who just missed out, as we know, in Leighton, and Kamaljit Jandu, who I actually had to interview and was a superb performer during the Stoke shortlisting. He made it to the last round in Stoke. I would like to see them elected on the next occasion, and even more. And I think the one way we can do this is to have open primaries. I've come to the conclusion that the best way to get more Black and Asian people into Parliament is not to leave it to the NEC, which I sit on, not to leave it even to local parties, but to adopt a policy of an open primary, letting the whole of the local area decide to select a candidate. And I think that will give us a better chance of getting more people from the ethnic communities elected. But that is something for the future. For the present, we need Labour to win. We need people like Nouri to be elected in Southall on the council. We need to make sure we have a majority in Parliament, and we need to make sure that we can form the next government to deliver to all the people of this country what only Labour is capable of delivering. And I hope very much that we will go out and energise our communities and make sure they support the party. I'm sorry I have to go, but you know, I am not the breadwinner in my family. My wife earns more than I do. Therefore, I have to look after the children. So I'm going to rush off to the Royal Free and meet my son there. But I hope to see you in the campaign. If you've got a few hours left and you don't want to campaign in Kensington and Chelsea or in Brent or in Birmingham or wherever, please come to Leicester. We'd love to see you there on the 1st of May. We've got a lovely May Day rally through the centre of Leicester. It'd be great to see you all coming. But also concentrate on those marginal seats, because it's the marginal seats that will help us win. Thank you very much and good luck to all of you.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you. Sorry I have to finish.
No, it's okay. Right, Simon. One more.